Hello, everybody. It's Michele Lim here again. I'm coming to you from sunny San Francisco, where the weather is very hot and very unusual for this time of year. If you're in the Bay Area, I hope you're keeping hydrated and enjoying this weather while it lasts, which hopefully it won't last for too much longer and we can kind of start getting into the cooler months. I'm very happy to talk to you guys again. Haven't made a video for a while. I meant to make one. I kind of did make one and then I forgot to upload it, which was no use to anybody. So I uploaded that video. I'm into making another video. I just wanted to tell you I'm super excited because I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually do improv as well. That's right, guys. I'm not just a funny face written down, I am hilarious in real life, on the fly, as well as obviously having my wonderful writing ability. Anyway, so I do improv as well, and usually my friends and I do a set every 7 weeks when we graduate. And we usually don't film it because nobody really wants to see our stuff. But my friend's dad was coming in the audience and he filmed our set, so I have my improv sets available for you guys to watch, which is very exciting. So I'm going to put up the links in the description below if you want to check them out. Please feel free to check them out. Let me know what you think. I love improv. I actually started doing it because I felt like I wasn't getting enough stage time with my comedy, and comedy is very, I really like it, but it's very hard for me to get motivated sometimes, especially after work and trying to juggle that with my friend commitments and things. But when I started doing improv, I found that it was amazing because I was able to meet friends, kind of do something socially, but it really pushed me to be creative and be active every week. So I really like it. I've been doing it for a little over, since last September. So I guess like a little over a year. It's been really, really fun. And yes, if you are ever interested in trying out improv, I would highly recommend it. It's so great. And if you're kind of weird like I am and you're kind of quirky, yeah, just wait till you go to improv. Everyone is just like, yeah, that is normal for them. And you can just have your little in jokes and be a little improv nerd. So I really like it. Before I get started, I wanted to give a shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you so much again for subscribing. I love seeing new subscribers and I really appreciate it when you guys subscribe. So big shout out to, I don't have it on the right page. I'm so disorganized, guys. I'm really bad at this thing. Run for Life. I remember Alex the Just. I remember TGJ Group. I remember. Let's see. Who else do I have in here? You would think that this would be my first take, right, guys? You were like, Michele just does one take, and that's why she's so disorganized. No, this is actually my second take at doing this video, and I'm going to publish it. So, back to myself. Oh, I got it. Okay. Run for Life, TJG Group, Finnicus 1, The Mr. L, Mike Clark, and Alex Adjust. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate it. So today I wanted to address the topic which one of my subscribers, I hope you subscribed, Eric, asked me about, which is basically about how you handle bombing or a bad set on stage and what you can learn for it and what you can learn from it. And I think that's a great topic. And you know what? I've been doing stand up for since I started in 2009, so 10 years, and I still don't even. I'm kind of lazy, so I don't really like doing gigs where I think I'm gonna bomb, which is bad. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do every single gig and you get good enough that you can't bomb. Whereas I'm kind of like, I don't want to do that room because I don't think I'm going to do very well, so I don't want to do it, which is bad. You shouldn't do that. So what I'm trying to say is everybody bombs, and it's great. And you know what? You should really embrace it because you can learn a lot. You learn a lot more from bombing than you do in, when your set goes well. And I feel like you need to get comfortable with bombing. And I know that I'm not that comfortable with it, but hopefully, as time goes on, and I think also age plays a part, or maybe I don't know. For me, I definitely felt like when I was 21 and I was, starting improv that I was just very oh, I really want to make sure that everybody likes me, and I'm still kind of like that. I still feel like, oh, I hope everybody likes me, and I hope everyone thinks I'm cool. But you really should just not care what people think. I actually remember when I asked one of an older gentleman who'd been doing improv for a while, and I was like, don't you get scared when you go on stage? And he's like, look, after a while you just learn not to care, which I thought was great advice. So I think that your question, Eric, is in two parts. So the first part is kind of how do you handle bombing when it's actually happening? And the second part is what can you learn from bombing after you get off the stage. And I think that when you're actually bombing, it's obviously not a great feeling. But I've never seen a crowd get like super hostile because someone's bombing. Most of the time, they're either disinterested and they're not going to remember you anyway, or they're really trying to give you a chance. Like I've seen a lot of people bomb, and when they get on stage, the audience still claps for them. And I'm like, wow, this is a really nice audience. Like, I wouldn't think that people are clapping, but they do. So I feel like unless you're super offensive and you offend everybody in the audience, even if you're bombing, they're not gonna think badly of you. And I think that's a great first step. So say you're bombing, you're not doing very well, you do one joke, it kind of falls flat, you do another joke, kind of falls flat, and maybe you're getting the sense of the room that you're not going very well. You can just say, look, I'm obviously not doing very well. Like you can just address it. It's better than trying to plow on and pretending that no one's noticed that you're bombing. Like you're obviously bombing, just address it. And I think that one thing that I really learned from the Mastering Stand Up book is that you've got to be present and in the room. And if you can acknowledge that you're bombing, then it kind of puts everyone else at ease. Maybe you take a break from your material and maybe you just engage with someone in the crowd. Like, have you ever tried to do some? Have you ever, had all these people watch your dreams get crushed? I don't know, just something kind of funny that gives you a little bit more personality and makes you a little bit more personable. And maybe they'll pick it back up, or you could be like, well, obviously this isn't working, guys. Do you want me to keep going? I had like 10 more jokes on rubber duck, but it's not working. Should I keep going? And maybe they'll be like, yeah, keep going. It might pep them up a little bit, and then you can keep going. I guess it depends on how comfortable you are on stage with doing out your allotted time, even if you are bombing. I feel like, I guess since you're there, you might as well do it, but you should, the audience is going to feed off what you're going to feed off. So if you get scared, then the audience is going to obviously feel that, and then it's just going to be a vicious cycle. So you got to stay strong. Maybe just address the fact that you're not doing as well. Try to talk to somebody. Maybe get a little bit more personable. Get back into your set. If you still feel like it's not going that well, then you can just say like, thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, and then you just walk off. And worst case scenario, you get like mediocre laughter or like applause and people don't remember you. Like it's fine, you're not cussing everybody out, you're not offending anyone. Everyone has bad days. Comedy or stand-up comedy or public speaking is like apparently the number one most feared thing in the world apart from death. You're doing much better than I'm sure like a lot of other people would be doing, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, right? So that's kind of how you would handle, or how I would handle bombing. I definitely feel that there's been times when I have bombed, and what are you going to do about it? Sometimes there's things out of your control and you really can't control why people don't respond to you. I think that as long as you're not cussing everyone out and doing really offensive material, and you're still kind of bombing because maybe your material's not that polished, yeah, whatever, they're not going to remember you. You just write it off and start it again. Okay, so that's how you kind of handle bombing on stage. The second part is figuring out why you bomb. Now, as I said before, like obviously if you're cussing everyone out and you're like offending everybody, then you probably will bomb and people are not going to like you and you might get abused. So try not to do that, right? So then there's two other reasons why you're bombing. The first is that maybe, and I've had this happen, I'm not saying that I'm really great and every time that I bomb it's the audience's fault, but it is. No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes when I go out, I do material that I know is funny. Like, I've done material where I'm, like, absolutely 100% confident, like, these are all really funny jokes, and it still hasn't gone that well. And sometimes it's just, the crowd, maybe people are talking, they can't hear you. Sometimes I've done a gig where it's, like, super spaced out. There's, like, one person on this side of the room, there's one person at the back, and, like, the MC or whoever the organizer is hasn't organize the room properly, so they can't hear me. It just doesn't feel like they're an engaged audience, so they're probably not really paying attention, and that kind of affects laugh quality as well. I actually feel like that's a big one. If you're at a place which is a bar but it's not meant for comedy and you're kind of doing comedy but then there's like a game on as well, you're not going to get the best response. But I guess I wouldn't call that a bombing session because they're just disinterested. Like they're not, was it uninterested? I think it's uninterested. I gotta look it up. There's a difference between disinterested and uninterested. Somebody let me know which one I'm supposed to use. They're just, not interested in what you're saying. So I guess that wouldn't really count. So that could be a factor. Um, Okay, and then I guess I'm changing all my numbers here. So there's the audience. Okay, so then there might be the material is just not polished, like it's too long-winded. You're not getting to the punchline enough clearly enough, or you're taking too long to get to the punchline. So that's all stuff that you can work on. And then the other aspect of that is that it's just, the material is good, but you're not saying it confidently enough, right? So it's either your material is not funny or your material is funny, but you haven't figured it out properly yet. And I think that with those sorts of things, you should definitely be trying to record your sets. And you should not write off a joke just because it doesn't work the first time. I feel like you should try your joke out like maybe 3 or 4 times in different venues so you can get a feel for if it's actually funny or not. Because if you just say a joke one time and people don't laugh and you write it off, that might be a really good joke, but just maybe not for the right room. Or maybe you've got a good joke, but it's not fully uncovered yet, and you got to polish it a little bit more to get it to the right level. So if you say a joke a couple of times, and you're getting laughs here and there, then you need to take it back to the drawing board, rewrite it, make it snappier, make it shorter, make it clearer, and maybe it'll be really, really funny. If you're saying a joke like you've done it like 5 or 6 times, different rooms, it just really falls flat, then maybe it's just not a funny joke and you just got to move on. So I really hope that helps you um, think about like what you can learn from when you're bombing and what you can do when you're bombing. And just remember, everyone is a person. I feel like if you connect with people on a personal level, um, they're not gonna hate you and try to throw something at you just because you're not doing that well in comedy. It's gonna be fine. Everybody bombs. All of the greats have bombed. All of the greats probably still bomb sometimes, and it's fine. You just got to pick yourself up and start doing it again. So I really hope that helps. If you have any other questions, guys, please let me know. I really, really enjoy listening or hearing your questions and answering them. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will see you very, very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.